I think that by the end of the ReZero story, it is almost certain that Reinhard will eventually become an antagonist and pose a direct threat to Subaru. Now, I know I sound fucking crazy, but hear me out for a little bit and I think I'll make sense. And no spoilers past the anime, so lock in. So the line Puck utters in Arc 4, "You are a true hero, a hero is all you can be," is one that we've seen in association with Reinhard practically the entire story. And I talked about it before in my Reinhard analysis video, but to literally everybody, Reinhard's purpose, his literal reason for being, is to be the perfect hero, that true hero. And after hearing the sentiment his entire life because of his blessing, Reinhard now feels the need to fulfill those expectations, either for better or for worse. Because if he fails at that, what is he really? And this insecurity of his expresses itself all throughout the anime. Multiple times, we've seen that Reinhard is more than willing to trade in his duty to the kingdom over what could be identified as the morally right decision. He's always a little too quick to act in situations that require more nuanced thought, and instead makes decisions based on a code of black and white, good and bad. In Arc 1, after discovering that the insignia glows in front of Felt, he knocks her out, practically kidnaps her, and signs her up to the royal selection, all against her will, by the way, all for the good of the kingdom in his mind, I'm sure. Then of course there's the whole thing about the Reinhard law. As we know, in the ReZero world, there's a thing called the Reinhard law that essentially bans him from traveling outside of Lagunica's borders, and despite having the power to do so anyway, either to slay dangerous mobbies or hunt down witch cultists, things that could actually help people, all people, he chooses to stay in Lagunica to obey his kingdom's orders. And lastly, in Arc 5, he was a little too quick in deciding to kill his grandmother Teresia after finding it was her under that mask. Now obviously, this is what he thought was the best thing to do for the people, and in hindsight probably yeah, but it's also very weird Reinhard's noticeable lack of emotions in Teresia's dying moments, considering that he killed her, by the way, in contrast to Wilhelm's and Heinkel's, as they're all fucking related, which is emphasized when Wilhelm asks Reinhard if he regrets killing his grandmother, and Reinhard responds plainly no. Like, it's no coincidence that the author Tappy stated that he was surprised that so many people seem to be on Reinhard's side after killing his grandmother. Maybe it's because he's trying to point out or emphasize that it's not necessarily a good thing. The ease at which Reinhard put his feelings to the side and couldn't empathize with the feelings of his family. We are quite literally being told that this isn't a good trait. So this leads me to believe that Subaru, a person that acts less on duty but feeling, and a person who bluntly stated that he plans to save the Witch of Envy, the evil witch that caused a whole bunch of havoc 400 years ago, will eventually clash heads with Reinhard during the final arcs of the series, when the lines between morals and objective rightness are obscured. I could easily see that if given a scenario like that, Reinhard's sword might even actually identify Subaru as a threat big enough to allow to be unsheathed, which would not only be a crazy fucking flex by Subaru, but also would set up a series of interesting ass death loops, similar to the Pride route. But in contrast to the Pride route, Subaru doesn't win by taking and burning everything that Reinhard swore to protect, but instead by teaching him that he's more than the things he swore to protect. And I think this could make for a very interesting parallel. The man who started from zero and gained it all versus the man who has everything and is fighting to prevent losing it. Peak! At the end of the day, this is just a theory. A really good theory, but a theory nonetheless. If you guys agree and see where I'm coming from, please let me know in the comments. I think I cooked a little bit here. If you guys fuck with my style of content, please like, follow, and also check out the Twitch. I also stream ReZero every Wednesday when the new episodes come out, so peep me there. And that's about it. I'ma catch you.